Okay, I close my eyes. The avatar is still fine?
It's okay. It looks like your eyes are closed. Very
Oh,
clever.
oh, it detects
Mine,
the eyes closed?
yeah, your eyes are closed on your thing, which is really nice. My eyes will remain open even with my eyes closed.
That's why I would like to control the avatar with programming. That way I can say keep eyes closed and then,
Yeah.
okay, let's see if I start seeing something. Started seeing a face. It's funny, usually I see the text in black and the background lighter, but I don't know why. I'm getting a black background now, so I guess it's easier now to get the text like in light green. So that's another feature that is curious that I have. It's like it has some default settings that it's not like I mean, for example, when I see the background darker, it's not like I choose to get a light green text. It appears
Mhm.
automatically. You see, I have some default things. I don't know. It's hard to explain,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
It's why does it do that? It's just like some automatic mode.
So right now I see a teapot. That's what I see. It's not a very strong image, but it's suggestive. Now
Now I because I cover my eyes now.
oh, I see.
Are
Interesting.
they closed?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. I think this helps. I saw a number 81. I wasn't expecting this. I'm seeing still the same color, the light green. Oh, I'm seeing an eye, and I got some vibrations. It looks like somebody's with us. Interesting. It's funny because sometimes when I do it by myself, I don't see eyes. When I do it with you, I usually see eyes. Isn't it weird?
Somebody's looking at you. Could be
No, I
me.
guess that when we are doing it together,
Oh
they,
yeah, it's a
they
combined energy.
I don't know.
I'm getting almost something that looks like Yoda. It's kind of funny.
This is something unusual to me. I'm getting a pretty homogeneous background, not much action. And now I see some lips, some mouth, like a woman. But it's funny, I wanted to get text and I'm getting a face. Maybe somebody is interfering. Now I get an avatar. Very similar to the. It's like something in between your avatar and my avatar. But what I like is my background is very homogeneous now. It has a good percentage of perfection. It has some little small clouds there, but pretty much homogeneous.
I'm feeling some pressure in my nose region, which tells me that there's like some blockages that could be preventing me from seeing more. But I'm optimistic I'll be able to see soon.
Now I'm getting trees and a sky, a dark. I think a bit nervous, maybe because I'm with you. I have to try to calm down.
Right. It's the
That's
more time
the
you spend doing this, the less agitated you'll feel.
yeah, I have to cool down and relax.
Yeah. We're not doing this live. You can always remove parts, do whatever you need to do.
The good thing is that even though I don't have much action or activity, it's very stable though. It's homogeneous. It's like those meditations that people want to get nothing. Well, I'm getting right now, even though I don't want to get that. Let's see. I'm gonna try something different. Let's see. I wanna get some text. Oh, weird. Now I'm getting the text in black and some light in the middle. I'm getting some lines now that like handwritten text, but so far I cannot see them very clear, and I cannot see words yet. I have to try to calm down and see if I'm getting
Right.
faces. Easy.
Good. Okay, so faces, did
Avatar
face,
faces.
okay.
I mean, like cartoon faces.
Hmm.
And I'm
No,
getting
that's interesting.
eyes. And the eyes is funny because they are looking. It's like they change direction. It's like, I mean, the faces keep changing, but the eyes, independent on the changing of the face, they move like from left to right. They look at me also.
Hmm.
That is nice because sometimes I see faces and they don't look at me, and I try to make them look at me, and I think it's kind of like half and half. Sometimes they look at me, and sometimes it takes me some time
So
to
would
get
you
into
say
this.
that there's like a face, like a particular face, and then that face transmutes into a different face and transmutes again into a different face?
I've seen a lot of. I mean, I see it usually one face at a time, but it's morphing
Okay.
and changing. Both things, not only morphing but changing also at the same time. So, for example, it morphs for like 5 seconds
Hmm.
or 10 seconds, and then it
Hmm.
changes, and then it morphs when it changes. It's like you have a program with two variables changing.
Okay, so what is the distinction in your mind between so morphing is like where there's a slow transformation between another change or another face. What is changing? Is that the same thing, or is it like
Well, for
changing
example,
location?
I'm seeing a face with certain particular hair,
Yeah.
and the faces changes slightly, but then suddenly I get another face with a totally different hair.
Hmm.
So it's like sometimes the size of the face, the shape of the face changes.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
can I can differentiate what is kind of like the same type of thing, and then it changes to another type.
Hmm.
So it's like two levels of changes.
So I'm going to throw it out there, but it sounds to me, I actually have a friend who had a really powerful experience, um, and uh, and what you're describing sound all the same with this idea that you're looking at a particular person or a soul that's sort of showing you all the different faces that they've had over different reincarnations. Now, it's not necessarily that, but it's just interesting the similarity. If you ever see like a soul, they'll show you like multiple faces, like one at a time, as though they're showing you how they looked in different time periods.
Now it's weird because now the motions of the changes are faster.
Mhm.
Right now I'm
Now, when
getting
you,
like a type of a John Lennon face, and I got the
yeah,
glasses. The glasses are gone, Now I'm seeing the freaking Beatles, man. I'm seeing
Mm.
John Lennon, then Ringo Starr, then George Harrison.
Mhm.
I got into Beatles mode. And then I am
Funny.
with a mix of George Harrison and Ringo Starr.
Mhm.
Why the Beatles came out, man? Did you have something with the Beatles?
No, we should ask an entomologist.
Maybe what happened is as soon as I got something that looked like John Lennon, I got into the Beatles on my mind, and then
Right.
I attracted all the others. I also saw
Yeah.
Paul McCartney, even though Paul McCartney, I saw it at the end. I wasn't seeing so
Mhm.
much of him at the beginning. Well, at least I can channel something with you, but I want to see if I can go back to text at some point. In the meantime, if you see something, you can go ahead and talk.
Yeah. Well, what I noticed with myself is that I only see like a single feature at the beginning, and then what I do is I infer the rest of the object from that feature. So it's like, so for example, if like I see a tooth or a claw, I might say, okay, well that must be part of a larger claw. Um, so that kind of thing. Or if I saw an eye, I might say, okay, well that's part of the face, and then I manifest the face. So it's kind of like I start with a little bit of reception, and then I pretend that it's part of something bigger.
Well, that's good because it's like you're changing the prompts. But eventually, it would be nice also. I don't know if you already do it. Try to see if you can change the prompts faster in the way that don't think in a normal way that you think in
Mhm.
like a process of words, but rather like think directly into something.
Mhm.
It's I
Yeah,
don't know how
it's
to
still
describe
very
it.
dim for me, the whole thing. So it's not, in some ways, I prefer stability just so I can define the outline of the shape and the color. But I agree that once you reach a point where everything is clear, you can have more fun with it.
I'm having trouble generating light and colors right now, but I don't have trouble keep seeing faces. What's going on with the face? And especially when I see the face, I see the eyes more clear than anything else.
Mhm.
Maybe what it means is that I'm getting beings
Right.
curious about what we're doing, maybe.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I try to channel text, but I'm getting faces a lot. So probably the faces mean there are beings curious about what we're doing,
Yeah.
or something out there lurking on
Took an
us.
interest. Yeah, well, something took an interest.
Because I don't want to see faces, but I keep seeing them. It's weird.
Mhm. It's like ask the beings, can you show me your computer monitor? I don't want to look at you. Or can
Well,
you
maybe we
share your
should try
screen?
something. Okay, you guys. I see several faces. Can I see just very few or one face? I mean, one of you guys, one at a time. Don't come together. Let's see.
Something I wanted to comment is I don't want to get too complicated here, but the idea that when we use this part of our mind, it's almost like the not I want to say like the non-logical part of our mind. But one thing I was trying to do a few days ago was I was trying to see if I could get the non-logical part or the part that's more visual to hook up with the mathematical part of my mind. So it's like I ask it to draw geometric shapes and curves and stuff like that, with the idea that we're like developing a way of communicating with each other. It's like we have a geometric mind and then we have like a logical mind.
Oh, I'm starting seeing some symbols. Let's hope I can
Yeah.
go into.
So symbols are really good because symbols are low bit. In other words, you don't require a lot of information transfer to get a symbol. but symbols can carry with it very important information. Like like they have like certain common definitions. For example, if you see a circle, it could mean the sun, the moon. You know, in other words, symbols provide a like a language of communication.
Hey man, I think I'm connected to some powerful thing.
Good.
Oh man, and I'm getting vibrations, pressure vibrations on my. It looks
Where are
like
you?
when I
Where?
ask, okay, one of you guys come in, it looks like a powerful being come in. It's like it kicked everybody out. I'm getting like a
Yeah.
strong source. It doesn't
No.
have a face. It's
You're
energy.
welcome. We invited a bunch, or at least I did, at this meeting earlier. I invited some very powerful beings. So maybe you're getting some.
I mean, I'm guessing it's a being. It's what I can say is a powerful source because it doesn't have any face shape. It's
Mhm.
like a light. It's like a
Yeah.
light with, but it's not pure light. It's light with some. I would say they look like coal, like black shapes of little stones.
Cool.
But it's that is flowing. It's like the energy is flowing from that source.
Mhm. It's dynamic, right? It's like constantly permuting and changing.
But
It's
actually,
not
the
like a.
reason I that I wanted to say something is because it came with the vibration. Otherwise, I
Now,
would say
where do
nothing.
you feel the vibration in your whole body, or just your eye, your forehead?
This time I see it I saw it mainly. I felt it mainly in the forehead and crown chakra. I mean the center, top center of the head.
Okay, cool.
But sometimes it's other areas. Sometimes, for example, I feel it more in the neck, in the back of my
Hmm.
head.
Hmm.
So right now, as I'm talking, I'm feeling the more intense in the top of the head.
Hmm. Yeah, that corresponds to higher intelligences and intelligences that are not necessarily you, but you're associated with, or like guidance. Like if it comes from the heart region, that's more like you and the people that you're connected with, like like your friends, your family. But if it comes from your crown, that's typically considered like higher intelligence, or we'll call it source wisdom. I don't know.
I was thinking of another exercise we can try once.
Mhm.
In your computer, I don't know how much of the screen are you using for. Well, I don't know if you're practicing with the eyes closed or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But another time what we can try is, and maybe I can do it on my end, is to bring a video
Hmm.
without sound
Hmm.
that I open my eyes and I watch the video, but the video has to be a homogeneous video, like for example,
Hmm.
not something that changes too much, something like
Right, right.
an
Like waves
animal or
crashing across.
some nature. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
well, for example, if I'm looking at that for
Hmm.
5 minutes, see if you get something without me saying anything. And
Right,
then we can select maybe a group of videos and we can use those.
right. We could have like a telepathy
And
kind of
it
experiment.
has two advantages of
Hmm.
trying that. One is the possibility to transmit to the other one, but another possibility is that, for example, if we take turns, when you're closing your eyes and trying something, and I watch something for I don't know 2 3 minutes or
Yeah,
5 minutes, I don't know, we can see the time.
yeah.
Then when I close the eyes, I might keep the stream of what I saw
Right.
and visualize too. So it has two purposes of the same thing.
Hmm. Yeah, and it would be nice if whatever the other person's watching is the same thing as what you just watched, because otherwise it could create.
Another thing, maybe to start simpler, what we can do is select a topic that we both agree.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I prefer to go with what you want,
Mm-hmm.
because and then I try what you want. For example, if you try when you were talking about math and geometry, I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
it would be useful to find a video that has that,
Right.
either formulas or
Or
geometric
geometry.
shapes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we can both look at the same video,
Mm-hmm.
and then we close our eyes and we talk about it. And at the same time we talk about it, let's say, for example, we select a video that has
Mm-hmm.
triangles, squares, and circles,
Yeah.
and then there are three shapes, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and then we stop watching, we close our eyes, and then we start talking. And for example, I say triangle. Maybe we both say triangle at the same time.